Hey, my true tellers, how are you guys doing? Welcome to my live real talk with your girl, Lady D. Guys, bear with me. My dog is outside. Okay, it is pouring down, raining out here, so just bear with me 1 second, and I will be back. Sorry for being late, guys. I see Miss Wu is in the house. Hey, Miss Wu. She says good afternoon, Lady D and chat. So, guys, welcome to on unapologetic real talk. Give me 1 second and I will be right back. Okay. Let me go ahead and let my dog. Okay, guys. Oh, look, my mic is broke. No, it's not my mic that's broke. It's the handle. I went ahead and ordered another one. What happened was yesterday we was having a good time with my girl misbehaving, and who else was gosh, charging for my heart, Davita, yes. And I had went ahead and I broke the handle of my mic. I'm waiting for a new one to come in, so if it falls, guys, it just charges to my heart because I went ahead and I hooked it up. Okay, I see Tammy George is in the house, says hello my family. Yes, guys. C45 says good afternoon, Lady D and chat. So guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D. Well, unapologetic real talk. So give me a thumbs up. Please give me a thumbs up if you guys can hear me, because I went ahead and I rigged this mic until I get the handle to go ahead and screw it up. It's not screwed up. So if this mic drop, my God, I just hope not, but just go ahead and charge to my heart. I just go ahead and pick it up. But I'm not going to be with you guys too long because I'm going on Misbehaving's platform tonight. We're going to be there. My time will be 6 o'clock Eastern, her Central. My time is 6 o'clock Central. Her time is 7 o'clock Eastern. Okay, so make sure you go ahead and join us over there. But I wanted to share this with you. One of my reliable source had emailed me. I mean, to me, I find it very, very disturbing because I feel that if you're not bothered, and you're not worrying about what's going on the outside, if you booking busy, then like I say, these is bloggers. You can't stop bloggers talking, like I said. And if you're going to sue, you're just going to sue everybody, because this right here is what I call the nature of the beast. So give me a thumbs up, guys. Let me know that you can hear me real good, because my mic is rigged. Okay, see if I can go ahead and get it all together. But as you can see right here by the title, it says Melody Sheree sends a chilling. To me, it was a chilling message to the T Squads, and I also called it the dark fate of Judas after betrayal, because her message was, before you try to be a Judas, and we already know who Judas was, according to the story that's in the Bible, and we know exactly what he did. And it also says in my life, and well, I'm gonna have to read because I can't see what it says up here. But to me, it was very, very disturbing. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna break it down. I'm going to see if I can go ahead and break it down within 1 hour. I see I have 13 people that went ahead and subscribed, and I have at least 28. I see right now that's here or in the bushes. Come on, guys, hit that like button, comment, and share these videos for more unapologetic content. And even if you don't like it, if you want to hit the thumbs down, whatever you feel like, at least I know that you are supporting. Okay, like I said, we can't police anyone in here. It's grown folks, and we ain't got time to tickle nobody ears. Like I said, if you can't stand the heat, get out the kitchen. But this right here, I find it very, very disturbing because, first of all, when it comes to Melody is on a reality show, and people going to give their opinion, and you can't stop people from giving their opinion. Now, I see if they going and doxing and harassing and stalking the way that they did Stormy and Tisha, and, then I will have a problem. But when it comes to people, just giving their opinion, it's nothing that you can do about it. But I also saw in the spirit, most of this stuff is what I call a distraction. Sometimes when people try to get their products out, whether it's good news, bad news, they're going to stir the drama, because like I said, when it comes to some of these, you know, these these fans out here, these fans thirst for drama, and hey, I'm gonna give it what they want, and still sell my products. So some of that could be that as well, or it can be, when you see other people like Destiny and Tisha, people or start talking about them, people don't like nobody else to shine but themselves. So it could be what I call a distraction. And I just hope when it comes to Destiny does not fall for it. Let Melody talk. Let Melody do whatever she want to do. Because, like I said, a real star, a person that's busy and booked, they're not going to have time to sit there and entertain these bloggers. Tammy Marilyn says, "Hey Marilyn." Marilyn Smith says, "Good day, all." I hit that button coming in the door. Yes, indeed, was kind of busy outside. It's pouring down raining and trying to let my dogs out. Melody is unhinged. Something got to be wrong. Something got to be wrong. And I'm going to see if I can go ahead and break it down within 1 hour. Also, Miss Sparker says Melody is nervous because all of her lies are catching up with her. And not only that, she's for a rude awakening, a big surprise. She called for it. What did Melody say? Melody said when they go low, she's going to take it to hell. Like I said, knock, knock, knock. Your worst enemy can be at that door. So let me go ahead and read the copyright disclaimer. The copyright disclaimer is under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism. And what we doing criticism? So don't go around and sit there and say, "Oh, this people is doing this and that's." Like I say, in this type of business on social media is a beast. You have to have thick skin. Comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. And all this right here, guys, I'm going to say alleged for entertainment purpose only because I haven't watched the videos. I have a whole bunch of videos that I need to go ahead and watch. I haven't watched it yet. So I'm going to say alleged because I did not watch the videos. Okay. I have a life. Okay. We got some people, they say that they have a life, but yeah, they dipping and dabbing and jumping from channel to channel to channel. Okay. And let me see if I can go ahead and read this to go ahead and slow myself down because I feel I'm talking so fast. Okay. Hey guys, because I've been doing a lot of stuff. Okay. Never trust your tongue. Never trust your tongue while your heart is bitter. Hush until you heal. Okay. And this for Dottie Squatty or anybody. When you know that, you got art in your heart, bitterness, unforgiveness in your heart, that you allow, liable to say anything. So never trust your tongue while your heart is bitter. Hush until you heal. Okay. So we're going to talk about all that right there. So let me go and see if I can go ahead and comb through. I mean, Melody, she had her fingers. I mean, it looked like it was stuck to the text buttons. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and talk about all that as well. But like I said, I'm going to see if I can go ahead and slow down, guys, because I feel I'm talking so fast because I start to push it back because I'm doing some things. Okay. But I found it very disturbing. And when I saw one of the text message that, she went ahead and put out, especially when it comes to Judah, because we already know, how Judah portrayed, in that story, Jesus. And I don't think that Melody is no Jesus. Her fans might look at her as a God, but to me, she's not a God. Okay. To me, she's kind of disturbed because, like I said, one thing I know about the Most High God, he's not the author of confusion, but of peace and love and of a sound mind. And at the end of the story, we already know that Judas, he went ahead and he unalived himself. And I'm going to say S. He did S. We're not going to come out and say the words. Like I said, in here, we have grown folks. And the minute when I read that text, who came to mind? Kiki came to mind. When I read that text, Kiki came to mind because by you putting out that statement about Judas and knowing at the end what Judas did to himself, are you sitting there, to me, that's what it sounds like when it comes to the people that you are addressing. Are you trying to tell them, how the story end and applying it to them? Like I said, you have to be careful of what you put out there, because people is not going to take your story and paint it the way that you think that is going to paint it. Maybe it might not be that, but some people can interpret it like that, because when we talk about Judas, Judas was guilty. Judas was guilty because he betrayed the Messiah, and what he did was he unalived himself. He took himself out. So the first thing that came to mind is Kiki. Okay. So let me go ahead and read some of this right here. Um, when I had received this text message, just like I sat there and said, I found it was very disturbing. And I'm going to see if I can go ahead and break this down. Number one, just like I said, when it comes to the story in the Bible, Judas committed the big S. Okay. So, like I said, don't get mad with the messenger. If you can't stand, the way that I give my commentary, all this right here is my opinion, then you find a channel that's going to go ahead and accommodate you, because I'm going to tell it like it is. I don't find this funny at all. Okay, guys, I'm trying to be careful because my mic is just, as you can see, is just hanging there. Okay, so I'm trying to be kind of careful. But right here, just like I said, the first person that came to mind is Kiki. When Melody, went ahead, and I can sit there and say her name because, her name is attached to all these text messages, where we're going to go ahead and comb through all this right here. Now, just like I said, all this right here's opinion is alleged, because I haven't seen the text, but according to my sources, she's sending me the videos, of all the stuff that is going on. And also, it says Melody was listening to a video of Unpopular Opinion, and we all know who is Unpopular Opinion. Make sure you go ahead and check her out. That Marcela, we know, Speak With Your Girl, Marcela, had commented on. Like I said, these people are on their page, on their channel. They talk about whatever they want to talk about. And when it comes to Melody, Melody is not exempt. Melody is a public figure. Okay. Like I said, if you don't want anyone to sit there and talk about you, then I think that this is the wrong job for you. But also it says, and she let me read it again. And she proceeds to brag about how she is suing Miss Marcela. And, Marcela already had talked about, that Melody, wanted to go ahead and she talked about how she was going to sue Miss Marcela, and Miss Marcela is going to go ahead and counter sue. The fair is fair, like I said, it is what it is. But when you say you're going to do something, you don't need to go ahead and stand on the highest mountain and toot your horn. Just do what you got to do. That's how I see it. So number one, we know she is bothered, just like I'm reading exactly what this text message said, unbooked because of you was busy, and about whatever you're doing, grinding out there. You're not going to sit there and entertain this. I don't think that, just like I said, a Nene Leakes and a Portia Williams, and a Phaedra Parks, much as people have been slinging mud on them, I don't think that they going to sit there and entertain all this. Is anything, they'll get their people, and just like we know that they were doing at first. So you're trying to say that your people don't want to get into it no more, which I don't blame them. And the reason why most of them don't want to get involved in this too much, because nobody don't have that type of money to sit there and dish out over a lawsuit. Like I said there and say, when these people, that's calling themselves millimeters, when people start suing them, you think that Melody, is going to sit there and cover attorney fees? No. So most likely, when they are not doing it, then you got to come from behind the walls or wherever you coming from, the holes, and you got to sit there and attack these issues. But you don't see Tisha, you don't see, people like Kimmy and them, and Kimmy and Tisha, they've been through a lot when it comes to these overzealous fans. But you do not see how, you don't see them jumping on channels to channels and channels and trying to sit there and get a person straight. And number two, Miss Marcela has receipts, which we already know that Marcela, she does have receipts. Miss Marcela, like I said, she gonna make sure that she has a T's crossed and her I's dotted. She gonna make sure, if you're gonna come for me, hey, we gonna come from each other, because I am a blogger. Okay, so just like TMZ and all these tabloids, they've been saying things about these celebrities. You don't see these celebrities sitting there, threatening and trying to to people unless these people are going into their personal life. But like I said, cheek and tongue can say anything, the mouth can say anything, long as these people are not in your personal space, like those millimeters was how they did Storm. And we already know, we got footage of one of the millimeters, how she went to Stormy's warehouse and they had got in an altercation. We already know that they was stalking people's houses, according to some of the stuff that was out there, knocking on Tisha's door. That's that I would fear for my life. I don't know where these people mindset. And we also just go on some of these people channels, which a lot of them been combing through it, because Ariane could come after them. How Ariane with her family, these people sitting there and stalking them at the zoo, and while they going to certain events and the pool, taking the kids, and before you know it, those millimeters are making a video about it, So, like I said, if anybody could come on them, Ariane could come on them, as well, because that's what I call harassing, stalking, and you won't win, Like I say, you won't win when you play dirty. To me, this is what I call disturbing. So again, guys, welcome to Real Talk with your girl, Lady D, unapologetic and nine bias. And sorry if I'm talking too fast, but I had a lot to do, man. Out there trying to get the dog to come in the house and stuff like that. So charge it to my heart. So let me go ahead and read a little more of the comments, and then I'm gonna go ahead and read some of these text messages. And like I said, to me, I found it very disturbing, because we already know when it comes to Judas, Judas went ahead and he went and committed the big S, so, and we already know when it comes to Kiki, Kiki, she was depressed, how, things happened to her, we don't know. But we already know how Kiki left off of that show. We already know, how she was humiliated. We already know that she didn't get to tell her story. And, a lot of stuff plays in it. That's why I sit there and say sometimes it's best to not say anything, especially when you know that you coming from a hurt place. Okay. So let's go ahead and read some of the comments. Okay. So I can go ahead and slow myself down a little bit, guys, because I promise you, it's been raining out there for almost maybe close to 2 weeks. Okay. So, Miss Sparka says, Melody is nervous because, hold on, let me see if I can get it, guys. Melody is nervous because all of her lies are catching up with her. Checking your boo says, what up, chat? Be beautiful at unapologetic. Real talk. Be slow to speak. Absolutely. Be slow to speak. Slow be slow to speak, and quick to listen. Absolutely. That is a word. That is a word right there, because that little tongue can set an entire forest on fire if it's not used in the right way. And sometimes, especially when you got to say, God said this, God said that, let go and let God. And we already know when it comes to Melody, she said there a minute. Ooh, I just got a release office, so I know it's true. Melody talked about so many times that she's gonna let go, and she's gonna move on. She's all about her peace. So anytime when you sitting there and coming to these bloggers, some of them, like I say, have very, and it's not the numbers, the numbers does not matter, but I see if she go on Entertainment News, or go to these big old networks and talk about all the stuff that is going on. Even, if she want to go and sit down with the Shed Room have their own platform, talk to them. But she's jumping on everybody's channels. And why? I don't know. I don't know. So let's go ahead and read some more of this right here, because like I said there and say, this right here is an unapologetic real talk. Grown folks, we in here, we meet. We ain't got time to sit there and pacify and rock no babies, okay? Checking your boo say, take your time, beautiful lady. Yes, indeed. Sorry for being so fast, guys. I mean, oh my God, I was had a hard time and to get the dogs in. They didn't want to come in, So Checking your boo say shout out to Unpopular and Marcela. Absolutely, because like I said, all you doing is making their name known. That's it. So sometimes, if you don't want to sit there and make someone's name known, it's best to not say anything. It's best not to say anything because, like I said, at the end of the day, the only ones that said they're going to, and that's going to be the bloggers, it's not going to be you. Also, checking your boost says people have a right to their opinion. Absolutely. If public figures struggle to handle viewers' opinion, I suggest that they move themselves from the social media and care for themselves healthily. Absolutely. To them, I don't think that, they act like they not equipped. They act like they're not strong enough to handle this. Like I say, when it comes to social media, reality shows, it can be the nature of the beast because most of the stuff is not script. So even if they come out with just a snippet, just a snippet of their life, these people gonna think that this is these people's life, but it's not these people. It might be their life, but it's not. It's just a small snippet, but you can't tell people, how to spin their story because this is what I call the nature of the beast. Okay. Uh, awesomely grateful. How are you doing? She says nobody has betrayed her. Her life is bitter and negative. I can only imagine the energy she imparted to her kids. Also, she doesn't have friends to betray her. Who's her friend? And we talked about that when it comes to the children. The children might be young now, but sooner or later, once they grow up, because they are very articulate, very smart, because we already see the grandmother Miss Van been posting pictures when it comes to Melody and Martell kids, which the court already had ordered, that the kids cannot be on social media. That's just to show you that these people, they think that they are above the law. Because if they tell you, they order you to not post those children on social media, then why are you doing it? Make it make sense. But sooner or later, those kids going to be able to put the dots together. And like I said, the story is not going to be pretty because one thing that you cannot do, you cannot turn, especially girls, you cannot turn them away from their father. But like I said, you never win when you play dirty. And that's real talk. Okay. So let me read some more. People have a right to their opinion. Absolutely. It's public figure struggles to handle viewers' opinion. I suggest that they remove themselves from social media and care for themselves. Yes, I just read that one. Marilyn says Mel has a spirit of deception. And this is their opinion. Like I say, and this right here, it's their opinion. You cannot stop people from talking. This is freedom of speech. Just because people is not sitting there and putting Melody on that beautiful pink pedestal, then you cannot get mad. But some of this stuff, I see in the spirit, people, they like to put themselves out because whether it's good news or bad news, they still going to get the attention. And I promise you, she's going to take this right here and she's going to sit there and she's going to bank off it. She's going to tell you, let me go ahead and tell you some more. And these thirsty drama overzealous fans, they're going to run into her wherever her location at, and she's gonna be able to promote her products. To me, to her, I wouldn't do it, but it's a good strategy. At least she's selling her products. Okay. Checking your booth said, never feel a flawed human being. Absolutely. Arson says, yes, Marilyn, she used a deception and in her character. Girl, you don't know who doing what. So I guess they talking to each other. Checking your booth says, what is good for the goose is also good for the gander. What makes that delusion of female be entitled to speak, and people do whine and cry wolf when folks speak on her, and that's the part that I don't understand, because look how they went ahead and they dragged Ariane and Martell in the mud. I remember when they took Martell, we thought that Martell was at the psych ward, how they had him in a straight jacket, and even Martell had to come out, and address some of this stuff, and look all the stuff that they did to Ariane and stuff like that. But the minute when people start talking, about Saint Melody, then they have a problem. Make it make sense, okay? Checking your booth said, regardless of that delusion female, wicked agenda, it won't change God's plans. Absolutely. She might manipulate flawed folks, but not God. He sees all things and everybody. And just because these people are voicing and giving their opinion, Melody, you cannot get upset because, like I said, cheek and tongue can say anything. The mouth can say anything. You heard the nursery rhyme. Sticks and stones may hurt my bones, but words will never harm. You can't stop people from talking. You can't say, just because people is not talking the way that you think that they should. Oh, I'm going to sue. You can't do that. And then you want to sit there and talk about Miss Wanda, which we're going to address that as well. And speaking of Miss Wanda, guys, make sure you go ahead and order Miss Wanda's season because when Miss Wanda had came on my platform, I think it was like maybe 2 months ago, and I see that Butterfly talked about it as well, where we all supposed to do a cooking show. I think a cooking show, using some of Miss Wanda's recipe and also, some of our Southern recipes, and all of us, come on live and do a little cook off, and Miss Wanda, I would love to sit there and try the recipe of those egg rolls. She made some shrimp and crab meat egg rolls. I would love to sit there and have her we all together streaming all together on live, and we cooking all together. Now I would love to do that, and so we can, stop focusing on this particular stuff right here, which I'm pretty sure that this is almost over. I don't see that, people going to continue working with someone that is so bitter. Okay. I don't see that. So let me go ahead and read a few more comments. Also, parents need to be mindful of their social media behavior. Their kids will witness absolutely the baka. Everybody reap what they sow and avoid generational curses. Absolutely. Like I said, whatever is in the atmosphere, trust me, it's going to come back. When you sit there and you sow those seeds, you might not receive the harvest, next week, next year, but those harvests, those seeds, it's going to come back up. Okay. So, like I said, we have to be careful of the things that we say. Checking your boots said 1 minute that manipulative female brags about having Scorpio energy to activate her followers, and the next minute she is saying God said go, hashtag confusion female. Absolutely. And then they wants to sit there and they wants to blame it on their on their astrology and stuff like that. Trust me, that's just being plain evil. And that's how I see it. So let me see if I can go ahead and read some of the comments, guys. Let me read some of the comments. And also, yeah, make sure you go again and buy Miss Wanda season, because we have to support our people. Okay. So let me see if I can pull this up right here, right quick. Yeah. So I put some of the, and you can see our girl unpopular opinion. We could see her head big as day. That's her profile picture. Okay. Like I say, these people won't talk about that. They are not bothered, but these people are bothered. I promise you, they are bothered. So let me go ahead and read some of these text messages. And Melody, her name is biggest day on it, Melody Sheree. Okay, so we can go ahead and say her name because she's putting herself out there. But right here it says, "Thank you for getting on your platform straight line on something easily proven in the court of law, wacko jacko." Now you said, now you calling people out their names. So if you calling people wacko jacko, then you think that people is not going to respond to something you like this. You sitting on your platform behind the computer and calling people wacko jacko, just like when she went in, a young fella went in his channel and called all his platform and caused all that confusion, calling people weirdos. To me, this is weirdo on your part, because you are the ones that people are sitting on their couch behind their computer and looking at, and you coming off of your throne to sit there and address some of this. So if I would call anybody weirdo, I would call you weirdo as well, because you entertaining this. So also she says, since you weren't bold enough to take me and lie to your followers all the time that you were suing me, I'll take your butt. She said the word, I'll take your butt, but I ain't got that nasty mouth like she is. Like I said, it's life and death that's in the power in the tongue. Words are powerful. You cannot speak blessings and saying God this, God that. Then all the while you sitting there cursing. Girl, pick a side. Either you're in or out. Either you're hot or cold. You can't just be in between, because if you're in between, what did he say? He said, I will spew you out. I'm taking your blank to court and sue you. That's your problem. You talk too much and lie too much. My God, pot meets kettle. Now she got the audacity to talk about these people talk too much, but yet, she's coming out of her book and busy schedule to address all this, make it make sense. And a real person, a real boss, they're not going to just do the talking. They just going to go ahead and they just going to do it. Okay. And that's real talk. So also, this coming from Melody as well. It says, if you have a problem with me, finally, open my mouth and defending myself, you might want to stop following me now, like today, because you talked when I was silent and didn't let up. So guess what? So, so I say now the rabbit got the what, because they ain't gonna say that word, but that's all right. I guess they must was watching my channel as well, because when one of those overzealous fans came on my channel and sat there and said that, now the rabbit got the what, and she came out and said, and yes, I said, you are threatening me, okay? But like I said, Melody, like I said, you are on a reality show. You are getting paid to entertain. So why are you coming off of your beautiful pink throne to sit there and entertain bloggers? Make it make sense, okay? Unless you bother. So right here, this right here is coming from Melody as well. It said, I ain't did anything to none of these hoes, and calling them hoes, okay? So right there, you defaming these people, calling these people, you know what? So if these people come back at you and call you one, how you sat there, left your husband and went and turned the key and went into a hotel, when most people, when just like I said on many of my channels, I mean many of my lives, most people, when they are sick of their husbands and their children, their dogs and their cats, they don't go and get a hotel. Where they go? They go and take a bubble bath. So if somebody come back and sit there and say, okay, you want to call me a whore, so okay, what about when you was at the reunion when Carlos King had to tell you what you had in your mouth and it wasn't your husband's? You didn't know the difference because of fellatio, but like I said, you the smart one. You didn't know what you had in your mouth. Most people, when they do something like that, they're going to remember. You mean it's the norm, unless is I do it to so many, and I'm just saying, I'm just talking. You can't stop people from talking. But if I went ahead and I had something in my mouth from somebody else that wasn't my husband, don't you think I will remember? It took Carlos King to go ahead and pull that out, okay? And then we know when she's saying flying monkeys, who she talking about, flying monkeys. So she using one of butterflies, one of butterfly words using against her, flying monkeys. So let's go in and see if we can read some more. I want to get to that part with that Judas, okay? Also, it says, thank you for getting on your platform straight line. So I read that one right here. And this one right here, now, I don't know if it's her or not, but I see at Shanita Foster. It says, keep doing your thing, friend. I ain't seen nobody talking. Let me read it again. Keep doing your thing, friend. I ain't seen nobody talking, doing as much as you do for the world, period. Now, show just 4 little boxes, and she's doing for the world. How the heck you can show 4 boxes and you doing for the world? Okay, you don't want me to post all the stuff that I had when in my warehouse. My warehouse was looking like Stormy's. So you got 4 little boxes that and you sitting there attaching Shanita Foster name to it. Make it make sense, guys. Make it make sense. So another text said, why do you all take in the word of somebody who cannot speak? So someone said there, and I'm going to say allegedly, that she's talking about Miss Wanda. So let's go ahead and get into this right here. So right here, this text says, why do you keep taking the word, and she capitalized word, of someone, and she also capitalized cannot speak. So most people sat there saying that Melody is talking about Miss Wanda, okay? So if you are talking about Miss Wanda because Miss Wanda has a strong dialect, you have one too, and you are a school teacher because half of the things that you say we cannot even understand. You don't even pronounce half of your words right. Yes, you might be an educated person, but half of the words, because of that southern dialect, you don't pronounce your name. Let's go ahead and play this right here so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. Like I said, you can't stop people from talking. You can't do that. So what if Miss Wanda come back on you? You trying to talk about the way that Miss Wanda talk. What if Miss Wanda talk about the way that you sing? Let's go and listen to it.
And if people say, Monica, how can you laugh at that? Because damn it, it's funny.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is funny. You can't stop people from talking. You can't sit there and try to throw a rock at someone else and don't think that someone is going to throw a brick at you. Like I said, you can't stop people, but yet you want to feel that you got the upper hand because you felt that you can pronounce your words, you more articulate than Wanda. Well, you got a shortcoming too, because half of the words that you say people don't even understand. Half of the words that I say, I know I jumble and bumble my words, you know. But like I said, they ain't say a hit dog is gonna holler. You can't find nothing else on somebody than trying to make them feel embarrassed just because they are talking. I promise you, you understand exactly what she said. That's why you all bothered. So quite obvious, you understand, even if she's sitting there with her words, you understand it, and you bothered about it. You are bothered about it. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. That's just to show you a hit dog is going to holler. And that's real talk. I didn't understand none of the words that she said, me and no, whatever, and then wanted to use those. I mean, my God, make it make sense. Like I say, some people, they just tone deaf. I don't know who the heck went ahead and lied to her. Girl, I advise you, from what I heard, my opinion, you need to stay in the shower. And that's real talk. Or maybe at some function, a wedding, or at a nursing home. Now I see why they sat there and said that day she was singing at for elderly people 70 something years old, okay, at a nursing home. So right here, another text says somebody got to be the example. Then maybe the rest will know to sit down and stop lying on my name. So she bothered. So what she's trying to do is she's trying to go after, I guess, Miss Marcela and Anthony Lofty or whoever she's trying to go after, and she think that if I go after them, then the rest is going to follow suit. Oh, it didn't happen with Tasha K. When Cardi B went after Tasha K and sued Tasha K for $4 million, did that shut the rest of the bloggers up? No, you can't shut people up. Social media is a beast, guys. You sign on the dotted line. You the one went outside and played on the devil's playground. This right here is the nature of the beast. Much is given, much is required. Come on, guys. Look, I can see I got 85 people in here and only 42 likes. Come on and hit that like button because in here is real talk, unapologetic, and 9 buys. We don't sugarcoat. We grown folks. We ain't gonna tickle nobody ears in here. What it is, we gonna say what it is, okay? And that's real talk, okay? So yeah, all that right there, ain't nothing but a dog whistle because you don't have to come out and make text messages and tell people what you gonna do. A real boss is just gonna go ahead and do it unless you just stir in the pot because that's the way that you can go ahead and push your products. But these overzealous little silly, whatever butterfly call them, They can't catch on that she only just stirring the pot, most likely, and this is my opinion, because this is the way that she sells her products. Like I say, drama sells, you know? So you can't stop people from saying what they saying, and that's real talk. So let me see if I can get to this one right here. What time I got? Yes, I got a few more minutes. So let me see if I can talk about this right here, because she said PSA. So when she said PSA, she wants to make sure that she got something to say. Now this right here is what I call disturbing, because it says, before you try to be a Judas in my life, because we already know the story about Judas. Remember, he hung himself after betraying Jesus. Now, we can take this any way that we want. Now, you guys are going on Miss Wanda's page, because Miss Wanda came out and said certain trigger words. And you guys wanted to say Miss Wanda was sitting there, she was threatening people because of certain words that she was saying. But which we know, people get triggered by certain words, and you have to watch what you say when you come on social media, because, you don't know who you're dealing with. So what makes Melody different from what Miss Wanda? Because we already know when it comes to Judas, and when she sat there and she said what Judas did, what are you trying to tell these bloggers to do with their life? Let me stop and pause. Come on, think. What are you trying to tell the bloggers to do with their life? Need I read it again? Come on, guys, let's read it again. Let's read it again, because like I said, you can't go out there and think that you can say some words and nobody else can't. Before you try to be a Judas in my life. So she's telling these people, going out and saying they are Judas. First of all, these are not your fans. These are not your followers. So you cannot sit there and say people, calling them out, calling them a Judas. If anybody you should call out a Judas, you should call the ones that call themselves a millimeters. But these people that you are addressing, they are not a millimeter. So you can't say that they are betraying you. So right there, you said, remember what Judas did. So let's go ahead. And I didn't pull up that scripture because, like I said, I'm busy. I'm very, very busy. Okay. But me tell you the story, because I remember the story, just like it, because like I said, I know exactly how to rightfully divide the word. But let's talk about Judas. What Judas did was Judas sold his soul. Judas sold his soul for 30 pieces of silver. And when he tried to go and give it back, he got so convicted where he went and he committed the big S. So by you coming out with this comment, are you telling these people to go out there and commit the big S? Are you telling these people to go outside and commit the big S? Because that's exactly what Judas did. That's why I sat there and say, sometimes it's best for you to just take it to God in prayer. So if you sitting there saying that you going to try to take these people to court, then these people got a case as well, because you are telling these people right now to go and themselves. You are telling these people right now, read the last paragraph, what you are telling these people to do. That's just like someone sat there and was a mass imp, and you went ahead and liked it. You just as guilty. That's called adding and abetting. So you to sit there and quote this scripture right here. So you text this scripture right here. You could have text any scripture. You could have wrote down any scripture that, look, I'm giving it to God. God say forgive them. God say let go. You could have talked about any scriptures that's in the Bible. God say forgive. God sat there and say he will make my enemies a footstool. I'm not bothered because I gave it to God. But what? You wanted to say PSA, and you wanted to put this text out that you are trying, to me, I call a dog whistle. Are you telling these people to go and commit this right here? Because you don't know what's on these people's mind. Some of these people right here, they might sit there and say, well, she's telling me to go and do this, then I'm going to just go ahead and do it because Saint Melody went ahead and told me to do it. And then her name is attached to this. That's why I said there and say, guys, you got to be careful. You don't know who you are messing with. And for Melody to come out and say this right here, let me read it again. Before you try to be a Judas in my life, remember he did what to himself after betraying Jesus. I can take one word, this one word out of this right here. Because like I said there and say, you cannot let your words be evil spoken of. When it comes to words, words are powerful. Words are sharper than any two-edged sword. We have to be careful what come out of our mouth because that same little tongue can set an entire forest on fire. So now, like I said, they say people can take this right here, this text message, and they can take it however they want. However they want. Don't you think so many people have gotten hurt? So many people have gotten hurt. How they even went about and said about Kiki what Kiki have done to herself, which we're gonna say allegedly. But you don't know what's on people's mind because when it comes to depression, depression is very real. Very real. So we got to be careful what comes out of our mouth. If you know that you are not bothered, if you know you are booked and just ready, then don't let the small things bother you. When you got things bigger to handle, bigger fishes, that shows me right there that you are bothered. And you got to be careful. You got to be careful because, like I said, words are spells. Words are powerful. Words are sharper than any two-edged sword. So let's go ahead and read this again. Let's read this again, and we're going to read this right here slowly. Let's read this again, making sure that I move this out the way. Never trust your tongue while your heart is bitter. Hush, hush until you heal, because you don't know what can come out of that mouth, especially when the heart is not healed, especially when the heart is bitter. You don't know what can come out of that mouth. Now, like I said, all you doing is giving these people more ammunitions because I would take it as a threat. I would absolutely take this right here as a threat because let me read it again. Before you try to be a Judas in my life, remember what Judas did. I can take that one word, that HUNG. I can take that one word. Are you trying to tell the people that you are sending this message to do? To do exactly what Judas did because they came against Saint Melody? Are you calling yourself the Messiah? Are you God? Where just because these people came after you, that now they should go out there and commit the ultimate act? Are you saying that? That's why I sit there and say, you won't see nobody that's on these televisions to and come out, sign for this. These people sign for this. You won't see none of these people come out and do half of the stuff that Melody is doing. Sometimes I promise you, you have to let go and let God. You have to let go and let God. And that's real talk, guys. That's real talk. Let me read some other comments. So, like I said, people can take it however they please. However they please, people can take it and they can run with it because you are ready to put it out in the atmosphere. You already put it out there in the atmosphere. Just like checking your booth said, too much is given, much is required. Much is given, much is required. That's why we have to be careful what comes out of our mouth. Because, like I said, that same tongue can set an entire forest on fire. That same tongue can sink a ship if it's not used in the right way. Thank you very much, Checking Your Blue. She said, guys, like the video. And like I said, this right here is real talk, unapologetic. I don't know these people from a can of paint. I can't sugarcoat. I'm going to have to tell it like it is. Go and read the story for yourself about Judas. You don't take scriptures and thinking people is not going to rightfully divide it. Not people that's going to pick it apart. Because Judas unalived himself, guys. Judas got so convicted. And he went and he unalived himself. And the first person that came to mind when all that happened was Kiki. That's who came to mind. Kiki came to mind because we already know how they went ahead and they had this girl to come through the back door to humiliate her. She didn't come through the front door. She came through the back door because they wanted to go after someone's marriage. So no better person to use is to use the cousin. Use the cousin and humiliate. And when they couldn't humiliate Kiki anymore, what did they do? They threw her out like she was disposable goods. They threw her out like she was disposable goods. Your hope says at the reunion, hold on, let me post it. At the reunion, if there is one laugh aloud, I think Carlos may address everything because he's quiet on what she's saying. And I hope all of them be quiet. Let her talk. Let Melody talk. Because like they said, a hit dog is going to hollow. Sometimes, you would never know, even if I'm thinking it. You would never know unless I open my mouth. Sometimes you just got to be quiet. And I hope none of these people that's on this reality show, this particular reality show, don't address this because she's looking for someone because she's full of fuel. All she's just looking for someone to strike the match. Don't give her that. Like I said there and say, sometimes you just let a people just keep talking, and keep talking. And sooner or later, like I said there and say, what they going to do? Let them keep talking. Let her keep talking. Because like I said, you can't continue sitting there driving. Sooner or later, you're going to wreck. And that's exactly what you've seen. You've seen a wreckage. That's what you've seen. Because it's over with. It's done. You never win when you play dirty. And a hit dog, in my Nina Lee's voice, is going to holler. Let me read some more of the comments and I'm done. She claimed to be a public figure. Viewers can share their opinions. She needs to stop disrespecting God by misusing his word. IMO, she is not pleased how God made her, evidenced by her makeover. The thing about it is that, sometimes we have some issues, and I'm not just saying Melody, I'm just talking in general. This is my opinion. Sometimes, we got personal issues and personal demons within us. And we think by coming to a bunch of strangers to air it out like a reality show that it's going to help. No, it's not going to help. Because if anything, it's going to make it worse. That's just like, how we see a lot of our brothers, and sisters are incarcerated. They think, okay, we're just going to take them and we're just going to put them in prison. No, prison is just going to make them worse. We need to start building hospitals and facilities, and going to therapy, and talking to people, not sitting there talking to a bunch of strangers. Because if you are out there talking to a bunch of strangers, you're going to just be more confused. You're just going to be more confused. So let me go ahead and read some more. She's selling her soul for a little fame and products promotion. What does it profit a man to gain the world and lose a soul? And we talked about that. We talked about that many a times. What's the purpose of gaining the entire world and losing your soul? You can never build a solid foundation off of material possession. Can never build a solid foundation off of material possession. It's like building a house on stick and sand. Thank you, Travis. Say that's good, Lady D. Her reputation is to call out folks viciously and hype folks of weakness to visit her on the TikTok and social media to buy products. She spewed hatred, stimulously hype them to buy her products. And the thing about it is people, they falling for it, they falling for it. Some people, in order to get their products sold, and I'm just saying a legend, it's just my opinion, they stir the pot. IMO, she has a bad reputation and she is showing her deranged misbehavior publicly, all for 30 silver coins. Absolutely. We could talk about that. Did you sell your soul? You using scriptures, but sometimes people only pick out scriptures that's really for them. Sometimes, we thinking that, we trying to tell other people off, but maybe it could be meant for you. People could say the same thing. I remember Martell was telling Tasha K he wished that he wouldn't have never put his family on this reality show. But sometimes, people will lose their daggone mind. Did you sell your soul? Did you sell your family? Did you sell everything for fame and fortune because you thought that the grass was greener on the other side? You know, you can look at it like that. Like I said, you can't tell people how to tell their story. You can't get upset just because it does not favor you. This is the nature of the beast. This is social media. This is the age of Aquarians. This is the age of information. People can sit there and they can talk much smack now because now they're more connected to people that, entertain them. Because, everything now is on social media at a push of a button. But it's up to you how you're going to handle that. And that's real talk. Uh, Same spills from the money worship of females. She complains, screams, and get mad if folks won't buy her products. She tried to face guilt trips and play victim for folks to buy the products. Like I said, you know, sometimes people they do it that way. Thank God that Stormy is not doing it like that. That's why Stormy, every time she comes on, I just ordered another package. I've ordered some more packages from Stormy, because my grandkids, they love it. Um, let her continue to talk. I hope they don't respond to her, don't give her obsessed fans content, and don't give her opportunities to be revelations. Yeah, absolutely. And I just hope that the T squads, because we women are excellent. One thing about I can say about the T squads, some of them might get on their platform and talk mad, mad stuff, uh, but they don't go and dox people. That's where you separate. That's where the line is drawn. When you start doxing and harassing and stalking. Now they can sit in the comfort of their house and they can roast the heck out of you. You can't get mad. You can't get mad because most of the stuff, like I said, they say, is their opinion, and you can't tell them how to tell their story. And that's real talk. Hey, Mildred. Mildred, she says, hey, chat and real talk from Nola. Yes. Checking your boots says, a dark inside and wearing a costume that gives a false reality to weak minded folks. And that's what the enemy does. The enemy, he used weak mind people because hurt people. He ain't gonna use people that can think, people that have a mind of their own. That's why I was shocked. You remember when Melody had told Marcel, Tisha need to be strong like me. Come on, guys, be real. Tisha need to be straight. They look at people, that have a mind of their own and not out there and entertaining this type of foolishness. They look at them as weak just because Tisha, she wants to be a mother to her children and go to a kids event, and she don't sit on social media and entertain all this. They look at those type of people as weak, just because she decide, she wants to stay with her family because she know that it's not just about her and Marcel. It's about leaving, legacies for her children's children, and people don't like that. People want you to go out there and squander and live in a hog's pen, out there wilding with the world. And they call that the good life, but sooner or later, that life is going to come to an end. That's real talk. My girl is in the house misbehaving. Number 55 on the like. Hello, Lady D and Truth Tellers. Hey, my girl. So, guys, make sure you come. I'm going to get off so I can rest myself because I know when it comes to misbehaving, honey, we're going to have a good time tonight. We're going to get through all the stuff. It's time for us to, stop allowing these people to distract us. Stop allowing these people, to think that we all about, being entertained, while they behind closed doors plotting on us, working overtime on us, and me misbehaving tonight. We're going to talk about all that tonight. So I'm going to make sure, you know, I get all my notes together, because it's a lot going on out there. So, make sure you leave me a text message or call me before so we can go ahead and get everything set because I also misbehaving. I want to go ahead and stream it to my channel as well. So my subscribers, can come over there. So we can cut through all the stuff, what's going on out there. Real life, not a reality show, okay? So Checking Your Boo says, without the show, her fans will disappear sooner than later, and she is not making good money without the show. It's foolish to come for callers, especially publicly. And that's the part that I didn't understand. How the heck you gonna come for your boss? And how the heck, they sitting there putting as if, you know, Melody is doing Callers King a favor. Do I need to play this video, this live that Logical had went ahead and broke down when it came to all the accomplishments that Carlos King have? Carlos King been doing this since he was 20, straight out of college. This is not his first rodeo. Love and Marriage in Huntsville, it didn't stop right here. This man was on ABC. He was on different other stations. This man was, I mean, he got a lot of stuff around his belt. This is not his first rodeo, his first show. If anything, Melody should be thanking him. But Carlos King giving her the opportunity. And what did she do? She allowed her goods to be evil spoken of because what she wanted to do, she wanted to cast her pearls to swines, to somebody, to people that calling themselves the millimeters. Make it make sense. Right there, that shows you it is unhinged. Right there, it shows you it's unhinged. Psychological major steps forward. Tisha is undercover. Well, like I said, one thing, and you got your opinion, when you talked about Tisha. But one thing, I can say when it comes to Tisha, Tisha's not going to sell her soul. She's not going to sell her family with or without a reality show. You guys, Ben was trying to get Tisha off of her throne, tilt her crown. Thought Tisha was going to sell her soul off a reality show. I remember, and I talked about it all the time. You remember when Melody told Tisha, your husband was cheating. Tisha said, tell me, who told you that? Who told you that my husband was cheating? Oh, I got it off of YouTube. Now you're going to tell Tisha that her husband was cheating on her because you got it off of YouTube and she's supposed to leave her husband? Make it make sense. Checking your blue says, shout out to Stormy. I hope you rest of the chaos, ignore her and focus on the purposes. She will really spaz out of control more if folks don't respond to her. She is obsessed with attention. Absolutely. That's why, I think that just let her talk. Sooner or later, somebody gonna get tired. Okay, I will. I will. I will. I'm gonna just go ahead and I'm gonna call you once I get off the line. Miss Logical share information about callers that I wasn't aware of. Yeah, I'm gonna pull up that live. I'm gonna pull up that live. It's in it's on my channel where we broke down all the accomplishments of Callers King. Pride and ego will get you in it every time. Absolutely. Okay, all righty. So guys, this is my last comment I'm gonna read. So make sure you go ahead and check out Misbehavior's channel tonight. My time 6 o'clock Central and her time 7 o'clock Eastern. Okay, so make sure you go ahead and check it out. But Check Your Boo says, "Boom, pride comes before the fall," and I'm gonna close out on this one right here. Pride comes before the fall. She is tripping and on her way down. Hope she turns from her wicked ways. She is hurting and is out to make other people hurt. Hashtag bitter. And that's exactly what hurt people do. Hurt people hurt people. And on that note, guys, you all enjoy the rest of your day. You all be blessed.